Hi there, my name's Beth. I work with children and young people, and I've been asked to give you some information today about exploitation and keeping our children safe. Now, I think it's a really important topic, but it's not the only reason that I'm giving you this information today. I represent children and young people who have identified this as one of the things that they want us to tell parents and carers about. One of the ways that they want to be kept safe is through us telling you about exploitation. So, what is exploitation? It's treating somebody unfairly and for personal gain. So that covers a wide range of things, through from getting somebody to do your homework when you're using threats of violence, all the way through to child sexual exploitation, which is what I'm going to talk about a bit more now. Now, you might have heard about child sexual exploitation, or CSE, through social media or on the telly. It's been in the news quite a lot. And it's a form of child sexual abuse where a child is forced or manipulated, tricked into doing something sexual for someone else's benefit. Sometimes the child gets something in return. That might be love, it might be affection from the abuser, it might be drugs or alcohol, it might be something like an entrance to a pub or a club that they really want to go to. It's against the law, and it isn't okay for our children to be forced into doing things sexually that they don't want to do. Excuse me. So the child or the victim might think that they're in a relationship with the person who's the abuser, who's doing this to them, and that's because they're groomed into thinking that they're trustworthy. The relationship might be something that the child actually wants to be in and might not see that it's abusive, especially right at the start when that young person is being groomed. Now, grooming is the process of tricking and manipulating a child into feeling that they can trust their abuser. The abuser might pretend to be a really good friend, might pretend to be a boyfriend or a girlfriend. They might be telling the child or young person how beautiful they are, how special they are. And for a child who's feeling really low about themselves, or who is not really getting that love and attention elsewhere, it's really easy to see how that might fool a young person into thinking that they can trust this person. And the attention that they're getting feels really, really nice. Abusers are really clever and really good at knowing what it is to offer a child or a young person. They might know to offer one child or young person love and affection, to offer another young person a new iPhone, and to threaten another young person that they're going to hurt somebody that they really care about. And all of these ways would be ways of getting the young person to do the things that they want them to do. And when we're talking about child sexual exploitation, we're talking about having sex with other people or doing sexual acts, sending sexual images, those kinds of things. So, like I've said, to the child or young person, it might feel that it's okay at first, but over time, what that abuser's doing is building dependency, building that relationship of trust, maybe making the young person feel like they're falling in love with them, maybe meeting lots of basic needs like food, shelter, warmth, all of those things, so that the child is really reliant on the abuser. It might be very difficult for somebody to see that this is going on. So somebody who's being groomed and exploited doesn't want that relationship to finish and finds that relationship really important and doesn't want to see that has become abusive. It's really, really hard for children and young people to tell if this is going on. If they do see that it's going on and identify it for themselves, they might feel shame, they might feel fear, they might feel embarrassment, they might feel that a lot of this is their fault because at the start they were really enjoying being in that relationship. So it feels really difficult to know what we can do to help. But one of the most important things that we can do is know the warning signs for our children. And there's lots of different signs that something like this might be going on. It might be that a child or young person's going missing a lot. They might suddenly not be home at the time that they're supposed to be at home. They might become very secretive in their phone use, in their computer use, in their tablet use, all of those kinds of things. They might suddenly become very obsessive about. They might be trying new things, alcohol, drugs, new sets of friends. Those friends might be adults or might be older young people. Basically, we're talking about change, and we're talking about changes in their behaviour, changes in their appearance, um, turning up with unexplained gifts, lots of different things like this. So knowing all of these warning signs is one of the things that we can do to help, and there are lots of organisations out there that can help if we think something's going on for our children and young people. And we've put together a big list of links to give you some of those organisations, but also to give you a bit of information. So if you do want to sit down and have a chat with your child about exploitation, that you can know a bit more about it before you do that. Another really, really important thing to do is to make sure that our children know that they can come and talk to us about anything, no matter what, and that we're going to love them, and that we're going to care for them, and that we're going to do our best to keep them safe. So all of those things, like listening to them, getting to know their friends, getting to know the things that they like doing, all of those things are really important. Really, the bottom line is that it's not okay for anybody to frighten our young people, to abuse our young people, to make our young people feel that they've got no choice but do the sexual things that they're being asked to do when they don't want to do them. They've got the right to feel safe. It's never the child's fault that this has happened. Even if they went along with it in the first instance, it's really not their fault. And we need to help our children and young people recognise what's going on for their friends, but also try and recognise what's going on for them. Let's have those frank conversations with our children. Let's let them know that nothing comes free in this world, and if someone's offering you something, we need to look at what's behind that. What is it that they want from us in return? We don't want to scare our children and young people. We just want to be really clear and really there for them, so that they know that they can come and talk to us no matter what. Like I said, if you do want to have any of these conversations with your child, it's probably worth getting a bit of information beforehand. So have a look at the links that we've put together, and have a look at some of the websites, and those will give you some places to start. So I hope that's been useful, and that it helps you keep your young people safe. Thank you for listening. Bye.